We're live.
Well, hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Cut the Core Lunch and Learn series. Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Time, a Cut the Core Lunch and Learn series will release. Hello, Mr. Cedric LaFleur. How are you doing today?
I am always doing great, Joanna, and I'm excited to be here with you today.
Awesome. Well, that's
How are you
great.
doing?
I am doing amazing. Thank you for asking.
I know
Um,
you are.
Great. So you might ask, what is Cut the Cord, right? Well, Cut the Cord is a 30-minute training that airs on our Facebook, YouTube, and IG pages, and it's going to elevate your mindset, okay? It's going to help you set goals, and it's going to help you, think outside of your comfort zone. It's going to help you start saying things like, I'm already good enough. I can't. I'm ready. I am smart enough to do it. I am because I am. It's going to give you, what we call the it factor. To visualize it, to pray about it, to plan it, to work it, to live it, to don't give up on it, right, Cedric? Some of us, we give up on it. Don't give up on it. Today we'll be discussing leading with excellence, setting personal standards of success. Wow. And talking about success, Cedric, I want to share this really nice quote that we found from Zig Ziglar. So it says, success means doing the best we can with what we have. Success is doing, not getting, is trying, not triumph. Success is personal standard, reaching for the highest that is in us, becoming all that we can be. I absolutely love that, Cedric.
Absolutely. Zig Ziglar always has great quotes. So thanks for picking that quote. Guys, a long while ago, there's this great warrior that was getting ready to face this situation, which made it necessary for him to make a decision which ensured his success on the battlefield. He was about to send his armies, his troops, his soldiers, his boys against a powerful foe whose men outnumbered his own. See, he loaded his soldiers into this boat. They sailed to the enemy's country and they unloaded the soldiers and all of their equipment. Then he gave the order to burn the ships that carried them there. See, addressing his men before the first battle, he said this. He says, you see, the boats are going to go up in smoke. That means we cannot leave these shores alive unless we win. We now have no choice. We win or we perish. Now, they made the decision and they won. The question we have for you today, are you going to make a decision to win in your life? Against your foe of fear, against your foe of negative mindset, against your foe of not believing in yourself. Are you going to win today?
Wow, I love that. That is a powerful question right there, Cedric. Thank you for sharing that. That was a great story too. You see, Cedric, wise leaders set personal standards of excellence rather than allowing external forces to define success or failure for them. They set their standard above and beyond what others require, and they consistently deliver results that surpass expectations. In honoring their standards of excellence, credible leaders go first and give the most, modeling work ethic they desire to see for their teammates. On the other hand, when leaders accept standards placed upon them by others, they sacrifice self-control, Cedric. They begin to live unauthentic lives, chasing other goals they did not set and violating their values in ways they never would have thought possible.
Now, let me stop you right there. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a time, just think back in life, have you ever had a time where you were doing something because someone else said you should do it and it really wasn't something you wanted to do?
Oh, absolutely.
We all have those moments, right? where
Mhm.
we're just going down life, and mama said you should do this, Uncle Bubba said you should do this, Aunt Skeeter said you should do this, and then we're just like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. But you're not even enjoying it. You don't even like it. You don't even want to do that. You're doing it because somebody else told you you should do it. Well, you know what? The beauty of life is doing the stuff that we're passionate about, the stuff that's going to keep you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, the stuff that's going to wake you up on Saturday early to say, I'm excited, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to do it. Joanna, go ahead, girl, because I'm going to get excited over here.
Yeah. I love it. Well, here's what I know, Cedric. In my experience, there are 4 common culprits that leaders foolishly allow to override their personal standards. Here we go. Are you guys ready for this? Do you have your pen and paper? If you do, go ahead and write on the comments, pen and paper ready right now. Go ahead and write it. Let us know. Yes, all right, so here's number 1. Do you have your pen and paper ready, Cedric?
Absolutely, I have it ready.
All right, awesome.
In the comments.
Well, here's number 1, competition. Allowing the competition to set your standard pulls you off mission and away from your unique strength and values. Being overly concerned with your competition might cause you to copy their unethical tactics and to engage in unprincipled behaviors in an effort to win at all costs. Mm-hmm. See, in leadership, you have to chart your own course. Never allow the competition to choose the path for you. The law of navigation states anyone can steer a ship, but it takes a leader to chart the course. And here's a question for all of you.
Before she gives you the question, you got to write in the comments, pen and paper ready, so that she knows she can give you this question, because you may not be able to handle it if you're not ready.
That's right. Let me know if you're ready. All right, awesome. Well, here's the question. Where are you getting, of course, from your main mission? This is a great question for you to ask yourself right now. Where am I getting, of course, from my main mission? Yeah. See, the second key to setting personal standards of success. You want to go ahead and share that, Cedric?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Janet just said it. Where are you getting off course from your main mission? Ooh, that's a good question. So you better write that question down so you can answer. Now, number 2 of the setting personal standards for success is circumstances. Now, you're going to really love this one, right? So, since there are so many factors beyond our control in leadership, we cannot gauge excellence solely on short-term results, right? See, outcomes are important and goals have merit, but at times circumstances will conspire to block our progress. It's going to get right in the way. See, consider the economic downturn. Remember the economic downturn, COVID situation this year, right? Gets right in the way of what you want to do. See, but for leaders, when standards of success are tied to stock prices or bottom line profits, any downturn in the market can cause you to feel like a miserable failure. Now you've had that happen before, right? But you got to keep your personal standards independent of life circumstances, so that no matter what is going on, or what is going on around you, you can still achieve excellence. You understand that? Don't let your circumstances dictate what happens to you, what the outcome is, where you go, what you do, when you do it, how you do it, or why you do it. Right? Now, if you're ready again, here's the second question we're going to give to you. Now, Joanna, are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right. She's ready for the question. So, and it says, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I'm here today for you. All right. So the question is, where are you allowing circumstances to control your actions and your thoughts? Now, oh my God, that's a great question.
That was good. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really great question. Where are you allowing circumstances to control your actions or your thoughts? Now, if you don't write that question down and answer that today, something's wrong. That means you're letting circumstances control you. Now, you see, you have to put it all on the line. So you can't go half in. You can't go to the swimming pool and just put your feet in. All right. You can't go to the beach and then say, oh, I'm just going to go dip in the water and get out and sit on the sideline. You can't do that. You can't go and say, I'm going to play football and not put the pads on and want to get in the game. Right. You can't say, pick me as the number 5 player on the team for basketball, and then not want to take a shot, not want to defend, not want to get back on defense, right? You got to put it all on the line. See, most people overestimate the risk and underestimate their potential. Oh, man, Joanna, I got to say that again, Joanna, because
Go ahead.
do I have an amen over there? Because look, this is good, right? Most people overestimate the risk and underestimate their potential.
Wow, that was good, Cedric. That was really good. So basically what you just say is don't let circumstances define you, okay? Do not. I absolutely love that, Cedric. So here's number 3. Are you guys ready for number 3?
They better be ready.
All right, awesome. Well, number 3, it's critics. See, as a leader, you will be criticized, right?
Right.
You will always be criticized. You'll be scrutinized. You'll be second guessed and despaired, right? Mm-hmm. But don't confuse excellence with pleasing others, right? You're a leader. You're not there to please everybody, right? So if you do, you will always feel like you're a failure. Right. Why? Because it's impossible, right? It's impossible to please all the people all the time, Cedric.
Absolutely.
Now, stay true. Here's the thing. Stay true to your personal standards and don't sacrifice them to pacify your critics. You know, critics can be family, friends. Everybody can criticize you. And sometimes, and this is something, Cedric, just want to make a parenthesis here. I have a pleasing personality. So I always like people to like me. That's how I am. Sometimes, you know, it's hard. I will say that it's hard because you really want to, and I've been a leader, you know, I've been leading 20 plus people. Sometimes you do want to please everybody, and it's hard to be a good leader when you're trying to please everybody.
Absolutely. That's why I learned a long time ago. Don't try to please everybody. You need to focus on the goal and help those people that want to be helped, right? Because some people don't want to be helped, Joanna. Some people all they want to do is we call this chin music. Right? This is all they want to do. They just want to pop their gums and they just want to say something. And you never do this right. You never do that right. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. That's all they want. But if you ask them, well, what do you want us to do? You know, here's what they'll do. Well, you know, but this doesn't work. I didn't ask you what doesn't work. What do you want to do?
Right.
But you know, 2 years ago, the other manager did. I didn't ask you that. You see, so you can't worry about trying to please everybody, because if you do that, you're gonna cause yourself a whole bunch of heartache. You're gonna get have a stroke. You're gonna you're just gonna get sick.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna end up with no hair, right, Cedric?
Exactly.
All right, so here's a question for you, right? Here's what I want you to ask yourself around this topic of critics. How are you bowing down to your critics and not following your own course?
Oh, man. Oh,
I'm going to say that again, Cedric, because I see you love it.
That's a great question.
Yes. How are you bowing down to your critics and not following your own course? All right. Well, I hope everybody wrote that down, because I'm about to give you the number 4. Okay. Here's the 4th key to setting personal standards of success. All right. Cheerleaders. You see, when you're successful, you gain the applause of everybody around you. You know, the applause message, your ego, and it begins to substitute for the fulfillment of meeting your personal standards. If you're not careful, you can develop an addiction to applauses. You know, instead of pursuing excellence, you play to the crowd, you know, craving their adoration, basically, Cedric. Mm-hmm. You know, seeking popularity over principle, you allow others to measure excellence for you and to define your worth.
Yeah, right? And that's where a lot of people get in trouble right there, because they let somebody else define what they are worth. They let somebody else define, Joanna, their belief system. They let somebody else define what things they can do, what value they can add, and all of this type stuff. And it's crazy. So for folks that are listening in, here's what I want you to do. If you let people define your worth, just type in the comments, I'm worth more. You see, and I'm gonna stop, but I'm gonna type it in the comments myself. See, because I want you to understand you are worth more. So I'm gonna type it in the comments, I'm worth more. I want you to type it in the comments as well. I'm worth more. You can't let somebody else dictate what you're going to do, what value you're going to add, what things you, when you can do things or how you can do things. So you're not locked in jail. You see, if you're in jail, then people can dictate what you do and what your worth is. Mm-hmm. But you're in a free society. So you get to decide what your worth is, what value you're going to add, when you're going to do things, how you're going to do things, and why you want to do things. So go ahead and type in the comments, I'm worth more.
I love that. That is great.
Yeah.
Go ahead and type it.
Yeah.
And here's a question. Now, here's a question around that as well. This is what I want you to ask yourself. Where are you playing to the crowd versus following your passion? So where are you giving up you? All right. I'm going to repeat that question. There's two questions actually in there. Yeah. Where are you playing to the crowd versus following your passion? And where are you giving up you?
Yes. Are you playing to the crowd versus following your passion? And where are you giving up you? Man, that's good. Oh, God have mercy. We can just stop right there. I can't give no more. I mean, that's just good stuff right there, Joanna. But we're going to go ahead and give you some more, right? See, to avoid the trap of pandering to applause and surrounding yourself with people who tell you what you want to hear, rather than, people that tell you what you need to hear rather than what you want to hear. The higher you go in leadership, the harder it's going to become for your teammates to give you honest feedback. Now, I'm gonna say all that again because that right there is very good, and people need to hear this.
Absolutely.
See, to avoid the trap of pandering to applause, you have to surround yourself with people who tell you what you need to hear rather than tell you what you want to hear. So sometimes they may have to say, that's not a good idea. Sometimes they may have to say, no, you should do this, or why are you doing that? Versus, oh yeah, Joanna, that'll work. And they all the time they know in the back of their head that, no, that's not a good idea. It's not going to work, right? You want people around you that's going to not just be yes people. Right?
And you know what's so funny, Cedric? And I'm sorry to.
No, go ahead.
But what's really funny is like we actually like the people that always agree with us. And when we found people that they're telling us, maybe not, it's like we don't like that usually. But, you know, you need to appreciate those people, the people that tell you the truth in your face, right? And they tell you just like it is, just like my friend Cedric does to me.
Yes. And look, there are going to be some times that people tell you something that you don't agree with and you know it's not right. And you have to have discernment to decipher those type things, right? But there are times where people are telling you no, and it really is a good thing for you. So you just have to, this is where discernment comes in at, okay? But so to make a point to stay humble, you got to make it a point to stay humble and approachable so that you're not surrounded by those people who are just going to tell you what you want to hear. Right?
Yeah.
Every person who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money or riches wishes for it. That's what Napoleon Hill says in the book Think and Grow Rich, right? He says, wishes will not bring riches. Desiring riches with the state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches and backing those plans with persistence, meaning never giving up, never quitting, keep going, even in the face of adversity, but does not recognize failure will bring riches.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is good, Cedric. Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're going to be able to get a lot more of this in that Think and Grow Rich study that we're going to be doing in January. I think you're going to be a part of that.
Oh, yes. I'll be there.
Absolutely. So if you want to be a part of that Think and Grow Rich, the 5 Essentials of Think and Grow Rich study, hit me up and let me know, and I'll send you the link for that, because it's going to blow your mind. It's going to take you to a whole nother level in your thinking. If you saying, I want a new career, I want a better job, I want a better life, January 5th in the Essentials of Think and Grow, the 5 Essentials of Think and Grow Rich, you need to be in that class. See, you can't just talk about it. See, I'm going to be bringing it to you, right? I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to lay it out there on a silver platter for you. I'm going to help you understand how to take your life to a whole nother level. I'm going to help you understand how to change your thinking. I'm going to help you understand if you want more money, I'm going to help you understand how to get more money. It's not a whole bunch of smoke and mirrors. It's going to be direct and right to you. And from that session, from those 5 lessons, you're going to be able to take immediate action. Now, if you don't want to take immediate action, you don't want to be in that class. If you just want to talk about what's not working in your life, you don't want to be in that class. If you just want to be negative Nelly, you don't want to be in that class. But if you want to, let me tell Joanna, let me tell you, if you want to change your life, if you want to walk different, if you want to talk different, if you want to be different, you need to be in that class. If you want to be in that class, just let me know. I want to be in the class, and I'm gonna post the link. So if you don't say you want to be in the class, I'm not gonna post the link. I'm not gonna waste the link, right? Because I may need that later for somebody else who wants to make a difference in their life. And
somebody who wants to take massive action, right, Cedric?
Absolutely. Yes. Now, let me tell you what. So, Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to pop above the surface. Then once it pops above the surface, you can visibly see it growing. I mean, you can visually see it just like growing, just like this, right? See, but you have to water it and you have to fertilize it all the time. See, in fact, in 5 weeks, once it's above the surface, it can grow as tall as 90 feet tall. See, personal growth works the exact same way. It works behind the scenes. It works beneath the surface. You may not see it. And what I want you to say is, you don't have to see evidence. So you need to say that to yourself. I don't have to see evidence to know that it's working. You see, you got to say that to yourself all the time. I don't have to see evidence to know that it's working. You just got to believe that it's working. See, God is working in your life right now. You don't see evidence of it, but he's working. Right? There are things that's happening that you can't see right now, but it's working. You don't have to see evidence of it, but it's working. See, that seed is growing in you. See, when you're doing personal growth and development, that seed is growing inside of you, and say, well, I don't see a change yet. That's okay. You just got to keep going and know that it's working beneath the surface. Say it for me. I don't have to see evidence to know that it's working. You can type it in the comments. I don't have to see evidence to know that it's working. But it's working inside of you. Trust me. But see, you have to keep fertilizing and you have to keep watering. You have to keep doing those things every day. Tilling the soil, turn it, reading a new book, signing up for a new course, listening to someone else, opening up another podcast, getting on a webinar. You got to do all of those things for personal growth and development to happen. And it's working beneath the surface. However, you're going to have friends or you're going to have colleagues that may get right in the way. They might ridicule you. They're going to come around here saying, this is what they're going to say, John. They're going to say, Joanna, I heard you was growing a Chinese bamboo tree around here. I don't see nothing growing. I don't see anything anywhere. But let me tell you what, folks, see, they teasing you because they gave up on their goals. So what they're trying to do is they trying to get you to give up on your goals. But you got to keep watering the soil and tilling the soil and watering it and tilling and watering it and tilling it. And then all of a sudden, one day, here's what happens. Boom, it pops above the surface and then it grows 90 feet tall right in front of your eyes, and you're like, wow, what happened? You see, that's going to happen in you. And once you pop above the surface in your own life, here's what happens. Your scores change. Your credit scores get better. Your overall performance improves. You start thinking differently. You start walking differently. Your mindset changes. Your bank account changes. Your friends change. You realize your dreams. everything about your whole life, this starts changing. Opportunity starts coming your way. You no longer see despair. You no longer see negativity. You take all those negative people and you move them out of the way, and you say, move on out of the way and get away from here. And all of a sudden, with that different walk and that different talk you're doing, things happen in your life and you can't stop it.
Cedric, you need water.
I do need water right now, but I just get excited when I hear about change and growth and getting better and mindset differences and all that type of stuff. So I challenge you, each one of you, to put your dream to the test. If you want it, it's right here for you. I can't make you have it. Joanna can't make you have it. You have to want it. And when you want it, man, when you want it, whew, it can happen for you. Joanna, why don't you go ahead and take us out of here for today? Because I've given it all. I've given everything now. I just want to know, do you want it? And if you want to, say, I want it. And I'll send the link to you. Just say, I want it.
Listen, send the link anyway, Cedric, because I know people are gonna start thinking after all that preaching. You were preaching right now, right? After all of that, people are gonna start thinking, and they're gonna start, really getting serious about their goals and what is it that they want. You don't need to wait for January 1st to make the decision. Be intentional, do it now, and take action on it now. Awesome. Well, this was a great show, Cedric. I absolutely loved it. You were on fire. I mean, I love the energy. You're really fighting for these people out here that are watching us and really want to make a difference in their life. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to another series of Cut the Cord today. We really appreciate you. And, our goal here is to help you and help your teams to go to a higher level. So we want to hear from you. So tell us how we're doing, how we can serve you better. Maybe we can serve your teams, right? What is it that your team is struggling with? Maybe it's communication, teamwork, or perhaps collaboration, creativity, or maybe they need to be more authentic, right? Let us know what is it, and we can help you. So send us a message, and with the subject line, Cut the Cord, and we're going to go ahead and place the emails on the comments. And, for Cedric, it's cedric.lafleur2@gmail.com. And for myself, is Joanna Rincon, internalalignment@gmail.com.
Hey, folks, it's Joanna Rincon.
Rincon with the accent, right? So this has been an awesome show and an awesome lesson. And, I just absolutely loved your energy today, Cedric, and your passion. And I think you transmitted some of that passion to some of our audience today. So thank you so much for everything you do, Cedric, and for your passion. I just wanted to say that.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And folks, I get a little excited. I'm sorry sometimes if it scares you, but it's designed to help scare you to take some action and to move in your life and to do some things. I know the power of faith and belief and desire, what it can do, because I've seen it take men from lowly places and bring them to places of power and wealth and strength. And I know it can happen in your life. And that's all I wanted to have. That's all I wanted to do, is to happen in your life as well. I know people out there, Joanna, that have dreams. You and I were on a call today with a young lady that said, right? She said, look, I started here and now I'm doing this massive action, major six figures in her business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So I know it works. This is the exciting part. So if you wanted, the link is right there. Joanna, you twisted my arm and I put the link anywhere. I wasn't going to do it unless they say I want it.
No, just give it to them, Cedric. I know they're going to take action. So
awesome. Well, thank you guys. We did this in 30 minutes. We said 30 minutes every Wednesday, and we're at 29 minutes and 15 seconds. So you know what, folks? We stayed to our commitment, right? We honored our time commitment to you. Thank you, Anna. I see you out there. Thank you for tuning in. Octavia Laudens, I see you tuned in. Dr. Michelle Brown Nelson, I see you tuned in. My longtime friend, Laura Isles, I see you tuned in. I'm excited that you guys are here with us today. And, oh, man, I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. But before we leave, folks, I cannot leave without honoring my dear partner and co-host, Miss Joanna Rincon. And I know you guys love having Joanna on the show. So just say yes if you do. Type in the comments, yes, we love Joanna, because she adds so much to the show, folks. So thank you very much for tuning in. Joanna, I'll see you on the other side of next Wednesday, right? We'll do this
right.
again.
Yes, so that's right.
We'll see you next week for another version of Cut the Cord.
All right.
Bye-bye.